Junk. Well, not junk. I just don't play dagger builds. Well, I don't like I don't like to do the whole mass weapon thing. It feels like kind of samey. I've done it so many times. It's pretty good though. I'm gonna try left-handed.
I got everything you need. Just a matter of finding it. That's been sitting there 20 years.
Sunder.
Waiting for you.
Regen.
Trash is tragedy. Reuse
Knee brace. Yes, ranked. We only play ranked.
Waste of gunpowder.
Fang. Okay. Should I do the explanation now? Are we gonna do the, we're gonna do the explanation, guys. Okay. I will give you guys the spiel on knee brace. Okay, because I'm gonna get asked a lot. You guys ask like every single time I get this item. Why do I get this item? Why do you get this item, Kripp? Why do you get this item? Okay, so there are 2 reasons why knee brace is really good. And those same 2 reasons make it really, really good to the point where they're probably going to nerf it at some point. But you know what? Until they do, you should probably buy knee brace from Curio. You can get it at any Curio. Curio is the only source except for the dig site. You can get it on day 1 even. So some people, they just put knee brace for the PvP encounter, which makes your board worse because it increases your cooldowns by 1 second. Which in my case is really bad because it's not just 25% longer cooldowns going from 4 to 5 seconds. It's less scaling, so it's just absolutely abysmal. But if you think you'll win anyway, you can put it on the PvP round and get some extra health, because if this is on your board at the start of each day, gain 100 max health. Okay, and 100 max health in the first few days at least is a lot. In the last run, I literally won 2 fights, even on like later days, by 100 health. So that can matter, sure. But yeah, you could certainly lose because your cooldowns are 1 higher. That's probably how it's meant to be used, but there are a few other things. So I don't have a feather to demonstrate now, but feathers are those things that it's like one of those when you sell items, it reduces your cooldowns by certain values. It kind of depends on the rarity of the feather. And the idea is that knee brace is always plus or minus 1. Okay, so it goes from 4 to 5. And if I reduce this by, like, let's pretend I had the Jesus feather, and it was 50% reduction in cooldowns. Okay. So if I use it on these items here, if I sell the feather, these 4-second cooldowns would go to 2-second cooldowns, hypothetically, of course, okay? Now, if I put the brace on, when I use a feather, they would go to 2.5-second cooldowns. And then if I remove the knee brace, they would go from 2.5 to 1.5. That's an enormous difference. Now, there are no feathers that do 50% cooldown reduction, so the benefit on your feathers in order to slot your knee brace and then sell the feathers is minimal. It's pretty marginal, but it helps, and honestly, it's a 2 gold item, and if you really need to, you could sell it. So it's really a 1 gold item, right? It's a 1 gold item to do that. So it's really kind of chill. It's not that big a deal. Just to have it even for like 1 or 2 feathers, it might do like an extra 0.1 cooldown reduction if you use a feather. The flat increase is the only way you're going to get more value from your feathers. There's another factor to consider, that even though feathers, when they're sold, they reduce the cooldowns of your items that are even in your stash, like this one, if I sold a feather. When you do the knee brace trick, the items in your stash are not increased by 1 second, okay? It's only when it's on your play rug here. So if this is like your board and you want to use these 3 items for the end of time, you still want to find the worst one, slot it out, slot that in, and then sell the feather. Because even though the feather is going to work on the thing in your stash, it's not going to give you the extra difference that the knee brace provides while being there. Okay. So that is something to consider. The other thing to consider is that the knee brace effect, if this is on your board at the start of each day, gain 100 max health. Usually, the intended way, most likely, is that you put it on your board and make yourself worse. But if you time your experience perfectly, you can interrupt the start of the next day with a level up. Because every single hour, you get 1 experience, and that includes the PvP round. So right now, we have basically this action, another action, and the PvP round. So if I get no extra experience, I will not level before day 2. I will have 3 bars more here. So what we're going to do is deliberately get 1 extra experience. Okay, sure, let's try to buy like a medium item. Maybe we get a good one. We did, sure. And now we do the PvP. And now because we have the PvP with 1 experience left, there's no reason to put this in the play area. Because after the PvP fight, we are going to level up. And that's going to happen while it's still day 1. And before we choose the level up option, we can slot in the knee brace to get the 100 extra health. Okay, so let's do the PvP fight. Hopefully, we just completely destroy this guy. But that's a pretty important factor to know, because if you get a knee brace as early as I did, that can be a huge difference. This is going to be a pretty interesting one. I think I do win because we get some ramping from the shark claws. And it's pretty low HP at this level. So normally, when you level up here, you will go from 250 health to 300. You only get 50 extra health from going from level 1 to level 2. So you'll see here, we just went to 300 health. We leveled. And before we click on one of these, you see it's still day 1. Okay, so then after the combat, so we don't have the real disadvantage of using this in combat, we can put that on our board. We can select the best option, which is a rough one because they're all pretty terrible. We'll pick like weapon, I guess. And then when the day starts, it starts after your selection. So now it's day 2, and the knee brace was on my board at the start of day 2, so we got 100 extra health there. Which is, for this point in the game, an unbelievable amount of value. Okay, that is a big deal.